Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Emeka Egbuka from 21 yards away. And the Buccaneers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
McLaughlin for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Miami's offense set and ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Dolphins, first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They go play action with Wilson. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Well, if you have this defense on your fantasy football team, you are loving this right now. Their second touchdown. We're only in the first half. Remember, they had the fumble return for 6 earlier, Charles, and here the INT return.
Yeah, and we're still in the first half of this game. This group, they've been awfully quick to capitalize on mistakes made by the offense, and that one they take to the house as well. Be careful with the football with them. They turn it around on you quickly.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Wilson. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And Waddle going to have a Dolphins first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37.
And the Dolphins, first down. First and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now a first carry for their fullback. And it's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down.
First down. First and 10.
Option play, and Wilson's going to run with it. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Throwing is Wilson. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. Could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Johnson on the return. A good return there, 17 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bucs offense and veteran receiver Mike Evans headed back onto the field. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down into those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him made. So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 2. Hill going to go in motion right. Up the middle, Achane. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Wilson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Yaya Diaby. He's the one who got in there. He gets the sack.
Jason Sanders for the Dolphin field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he comes into these final couple of games as the NFL's leader in touchdown passes. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 103 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
First down, Tampa Bay.
180!
They run out of the gun with Irvin. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
180!
Mayfield. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down.
At the 47-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Irvin. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 50-yard line.
180! Alert, alert! Alert, alert! What's up?
Mayfield on play action. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
A gain of 9 yards.
180!
First down, Buccaneers.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Mayfield looks to throw. He completes it to Evans. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Buccaneers, first down. It's a gain of
Throwing, Mayfield.
the Buccaneer first down.
This is caught. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Tampa Bay.
Mike Evans with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Buccaneers just continue to roll. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half.
10. Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Able to slither by. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp. And at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now he's going to step up and run. Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now it's Wilson. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Waller taking it in over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there, a big one. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's Wilson. Quick slant, Tyreek Hill with it. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now it's Wilson. And he's caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he is the NFL leader in passing yards here in the penultimate week of the season as he looks to finish strong in order to capture the crown. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. This is caught by Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Mayfield down. There's Evans again, complete. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
That's another Buccaneers first down.
Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
So these 2 teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to Orlando. Here's Scott Hansen with our halftime report.
Our
Scott?
tour of the league starts now. It starts in Cincinnati. The Bengals at home to take on the Arizona Cardinals. And it's the second-year man, Trey Benson. He's going to hustle his way to the end zone, 10 yards on the touchdown. The Cardinals win their second straight as they get the victory here. From there, we go to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Let's check in on the Chargers as they host the Houston Texans. And here is Ladd McConkey. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Chargers come away with a 4-point victory. Lastly, we go up to Lambeau Field. It's the Packers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. And it's Romeo Doubs. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. The Packers win it by a touchdown, 24-17 the final. With that, we'll show you the playoff picture in the NFC. Still lots to be decided as we speed towards a conclusion next week. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters. As we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this 3rd quarter. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out and take pride in your work and try and put something together here in the 2nd half.
13 yards on the play. That's good for the Dolphins.
And they'll send Waddle in motion left.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now Wilson. Open man is Waddle, complete. Calling a gain of a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Jalen Waddle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 42-yard
They're
line.
going to go in motion right. They go play action now. Wilson. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Wilson will throw again. And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Picked up by Levante David. And the Buccaneers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Good. 180. What's up?
To throw, Mayfield. He finds his target, it's Evans. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Good. 180. Done.
Here's Mayfield. Looking Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
4 yards. That's another Buccaneers 1st down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
1st down, Buccaneers.
180. What's up?
And again, it's Mayfield. To the left side, he gets this one to Ibuka. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game. And Quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
180. Done.
Play fake. Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Done.
Irving is into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Sometimes offense can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Miami set to take over. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters, as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Wilson. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll go. Achane. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a handoff to Irvin. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
He was brought down at the 26. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Now 2nd and 3. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Mayfield to throw it. Complete right side to Otten. Touchdown! Cade Otten with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Bucs are pouring it on. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And able to get this out to the 25. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. A give, running right, Achane. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
And the Dolphins, first down.
Achane here, they stay on the ground. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 40 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. And we got a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
180.
Mayfield looks to throw. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
180. What's that?
Mayfield. Martin brings it in over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's another Buccaneers first down. A gain of 14.
20.
First down, Tampa Bay.
What's that?
Mayfield on play action. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Willie Gay getting in there and picking up the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
180. That.
Throwing, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
What's that?
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this returnable for Hill. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Wilson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Running left, H.N. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And we're going to get a timeout as they deal with an injured player, and it's Tyreek Hill who is the man that's in some discomfort right now. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. From midfield now, here's Wilson. A short one here, secured by the tight end Waller. They'll go for a gain of 7. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 30.
Here's Wilson to throw. Down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Play action. It's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bucs are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
At their own 8-yard line.
So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
They go play action. Mayfield. Looking middle, and he's got a Ibuka. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On the ground, it's Irving. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
Mayfield now. This one taken in by Otten. A gain of 8 there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3.
180. What's up?
They'll try and run here with Irving. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 129 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Buccaneer first down.
Now Mayfield. And he slings one that's incomplete. The Charles are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
Dropped at the 35, so able to display his strength, but not much room to operate. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. To throw, Mayfield. And he fires one, but incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Dolphins getting set to go here. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one. Credit Yaya Diaby with a stop.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now 2nd and 9. Now Wilson. They set up the screen. Achane has it. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a better game.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Washington in motion left. Pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
At the 33-yard line.
Waddle the motion man right. They go play action now. Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bottling him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 16.
Throwing is Wilson. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Deion Jones. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 9.
180.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving. And he'll work this one out to about the 38. 140 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
And it's third down.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
180! What's that?
Baker going to give it to Irving. And he's taken down at the 43, but now before picking up the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
What's that?
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay.
That's another Buccaneers first down.
A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
180! What's that?
A first carry for Rashad White. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
What's that?
That would give Irving running right. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 26-yard line.
180! Stop!
Here's Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 15-yard line.
180! What's that?
Once again, it's Irving. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Brian Brzee on the stop.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Stop!
From the gun, Mayfield. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Mike Evans, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Bucs extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. So that is going to tie an NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in one game. It was first done by Sid Luckman of the Bears in 1943, then by Adrian Burke of the Eagles in 54, and now that mark equaled here in this one. McLaughlin for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's Mike Evans who caps it with a touchdown reception.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And a pass complete to Waller on the out route. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
From the shotgun, Wilson. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup.
A run straight ahead with A-Chain. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They'll run for it with A-Chain. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Quick throw there is incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try to throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and run for it. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
Well, the lead late in the 4th, but Mayfield's going to throw it. He's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, You just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
180. What's that?
Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Dolphins are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll get that out wide to Waddle. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Cowboy 80.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. The 20. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
That's good for a Dolphins first down.
Here's Wilson. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Jason Sanders for the extra point.
Extra point up and good by Sanders as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
At the 23-yard line.
What's that?
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Mayfield on play action. And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Dolphins come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Tampa Bay, they continue to show they'll be a tough out in the playoffs as they move to 14-2 on the year. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
College prevention collapse.